Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. To be honest, I was wondering whether to make another one or not. I've been procrastinating quite a bit because I worry if people get bored of me and my voice and possibly get too many notifications or whatnot. But I'd love to know what you think, as ever. What you think a good number of videos to make a day is. And anyway, I saw quite a few videos on. I looked for quite a few videos on the world's best academies, football academies, to develop young players, of course. And some of them were a bit long. I think one or two of them were like 10 minutes or even 20 minutes. So anyway, I thought I found a fairly nice and short one, which is about 32 seconds long. So hopefully it won't be too long. With my goal of keeping the videos generally quite short and sweet if I can, I don't always achieve that, or I don't often achieve that even. So I thought this is quite a good length of video, but I know I'm focusing mainly on FOOTie stuff, football. But anyway, I can't think of much to say, but I would love for Italy to produce the best possible academy players, the best possible academies and academy players. One of the things I was thinking is the box I've used to elevate my laptop is probably a bit too high, so I'm probably going to have to change that a bit so it's a better picture, but I'll see how it goes. So please forgive me, I might have to adjust that one. But yeah, I'm going to try and react to the best football academy in the world, or at least watch it and then think what Italian football can learn to develop those the best academies possible, and maybe Celtic as well, the best academies they can develop with the money they have. But I think that's covered everything for the intro, as I say, trying to keep it short and sweet. So I'm going to roll the clip in a few seconds. And here goes.
What are the best football academies in the world? In number 5 is Bayern Munich. They have produced many world-class players such as Toni Kroos, Philipp Lahm and David Alaba. Sao Paulo's at number 4. Icons such as Kaká, Cafu and Seni have graduated from their academy. Ajax come in at number 3. Johan Cruyff, Clarence Seedorf and Wesley Sneijder all began their careers at the Dutch club. In number 2, it's Sporting Lisbon. The Portuguese academy raised players such as Ronaldo, Nani and Luis Figo. And of course, in the number 1 spot is Barcelona. Messi, Xavi and Iniesta are just a few of the legendary players they mass produced. But now you know.
So hopefully that was nice, short and sweet, and I hope the camera angle wasn't too dodgy or whatever. But yeah, so I'd love to know what I'd love to think about and read ideas and whatnot on how Italian football can produce such great academies, what they can learn from teams like Ajax and Barcelona and whatnot, in Brazilian football, or especially Brazilian football, French football, and whatnot. And I wonder what Italian politicians and councils and those involved in policy making, politics and policy making, decision making, all that can kind of do for the development of Italian football. And similar with Celtic, I suppose. I've talked about them working with local politicians, local and national politicians in Glasgow and across Scotland. So maybe they could use the argument of helping young people, and for that reason get funding to build more academies. But I wonder if the Italian government can provide tax exemptions or access to the market for those companies that might be able to bring in those investments to give spaces and places for sport, in this case football, or as I sometimes call it, places and spaces to play, for playing and practicing. But for clubs, I think it'd be cool if they got, if Italian football clubs got tax exemption. If the Italian government is able to do that within the rules of FIFA, I think it'd be pretty cool if they offered tax exemptions, or at least the lowest possible taxes, preferably zero, for all those involved in football. That's supposed to be a zero, by the way. So that would encourage investment, which could be used to buy better players, but also, just as importantly, if not more so, develop the academies, which would be good for club and country in Italy. And what they could learn from the Barcelona, Ajax, Santos, and other such academies in Europe and all across the world, including the French academy and whatnot. So yeah, I wonder if they could provide those tax exemptions, and especially maybe on the condition that I mean, I don't, as a libertarian, I don't normally like to make too many rules or too many laws or whatnot. I think the Spanish national team benefited, however, from having so many laws, or well, one or two laws, which meant they had to develop more younger Spanish players. So I was thinking like teams could get tax exempted status on the condition that they play at least 3 under-21 players in all senior games. So I think that would be cool to encourage in Italian football, to encourage as much as possible. I'm not sure if I'd make it a law necessarily, but to encourage all possible Italian teams, even at like a park level, to try and get more younger people in a safe environment, hopefully, to practice, and more older people to play football with younger people, so they can help them to practice. Maybe the parents could take them along to parks and things like me, and maybe in school, like teachers could be encouraged to play football alongside the students and teach them what they know. And I was thinking, it'd be cool if former players, and sometimes even if they have a bit of spare time, current players even could be involved in, but especially former players could be involved in, like, all former Italian footballers could be like coaches in schools, PE teachers basically, and that kind of thing, and also be involved in coaching in parks, perhaps, and things like that. So those are some of the creative ideas I have. So yeah, former players being PE teachers and possibly coaching like local teams as well on the weekend. I suppose that would keep them very busy, but to give them a purpose and something to do. Former players and things like maybe even some of the players from overseas like Ronaldinho, people like that could be involved. So that would give them something to do. So as people say, a lot of time when people's career finishes, they become depressed, like a lot of footballers, former footballers, obviously, when their career finishes. But this would give them a purpose and something to do. So hopefully that could help them to feel better as well. And hopefully they'll be encouraged to do so they can continue on what they're good at. So as I say, I'd love to see Del Piero, Roberto Baggio, Cannavaro, Maldini, Nesta, and people like that, Materazzi even, and all sorts of former players, and even some of the overseas players being involved in, like, as PE teachers and coaching the youth. But anyway, I've got a few other ideas, but as I often say, I don't want the videos to be too long. But like I was saying, like offering visas to those who are good at football from Brazil or Argentina to come and live in Italy, and learning from France and what they've done with immigration. Well, I mean, I don't think they did that for the football, but maybe Italy could specifically do that for the football and see how they could benefit and that kind of thing. But as ever, I'd love to know what you think, and in the comment section, hopefully. And also, if you want to do any reactions to this, I'd be a bit hypocritical reacting to others and not allowing other people to react to me. If you want to make me into a meme, I hope you won't be too harsh. But and also, if you have any suggestions of videos I could cover, any videos that I could cover on like football academies or things to do with football, or whatever videos, just generally that you think I could cover, then please post them up in the links. Please post up the links in the comments section. But yeah, I'll say that covers everything for now. I'd love to know what you think about each idea I mentioned, like what if former players could be PE teachers and coaches, managers and whatnot of local teams, or even have their own team, like Del Piero, Roberto Baggio and people like that, Cannavaro, Maldini and whatnot, could have their own team that they create, maybe even named after them, and that kind of thing. I was thinking like maybe even local businesses like pizzerias or cafes, bars or whatever, restaurants and whatnot, could offer free food for those who are involved in coaching or the development of Italian football. So obviously off their own back. I wouldn't want to force it, I'd say, as a libertarian, but I think it'd be something cool to encourage. So those who have benefited Italian football, especially at youth level, like helped with the coaching, but also let's say a manager who helps, if a manager helps Italy to win the Olympics or the Euros or the World Cup in football specifically, they could be given a reduced price or even free food and drinks and things like that, and like freedom of the city and stuff like that. Again, I wouldn't want that to be forced, but I think it'd be a cool thing to encourage. Anywho, I am out. Peace and love.